Morning everyone, welcome back to the shop. I'm Jim. This is your RV10 update. I'm getting real close. I don't know if I'll start it today, but I'm getting ready to rivet down the baggage floors and the rear seat pans. They get pop riveted down, so once they're down you can't get back in there. So I'm kind of making this video to show what I've got in place for future reference. And in case I need to get in here to access anything. Over there you can see one of the steps. I've elected to not install the steps, which should be installed before you put the skins down, because you're going to have a hard time getting at that bolt. I'll show you what I did. I've got a hole in the top and the bottom to access it, so I can get the bolt in there and I can get a nut driver or a socket on it. I've got my main power cable running from the relay back here. It's secured there with a clamp that you'll be able to get to. This is the rear baggage bulkhead wall. There's a removable wall that comes out there. I've got a spare line there of conduit. That's the black stuff for future wiring if I have anything else that I haven't planned on, and there might actually be a tail light. I'm not sure what else might go back here. The yellow line is the static line, and the wire with that is the, I think that's 5 conductor, but that's the wire for the elevator trim. And I've got an 8L clamp there securing that wire, and then some zip ties to hold the static stuff. I made a little special angle bracket pass-through thing there for those static and electrical. And over here I've got wire in this. This is the conduit that holds the, that's the air hose there. That conduit's got wiring for the magnetometer, which is up here. You'll be able to get to that, and the elevator trim, or the elevator pitch servo. So that's the wiring that goes in there, and there is also a coax that goes back to the back for VOR antenna, which I ran that. I'm not sure. I don't have the antenna yet. I think I'll use that. I've also got the VOR antenna in the wingtip, but I haven't heard great stories about those. That's that Archer style flat thing that you glue into the wingtip, and I don't know. I probably don't need either one of them, because I'll probably just use GPS. But if I want to do ILSs, I've got to have a VOR antenna. So that's what's in that black. There's a in the center, this is all accessible here, which, you know, I probably, I don't know if I could have run wire or anything else in there. You know, worst case scenario, you could probably fish some small wire through that if you had to get up through that section. Got rear seat audio cables here, and then down there I've got my comm antenna mount with the wire going through there. The connector's already on it, sticking out the hole. When I go to paint that, I'll have to do something special. Let me go around the other side for you. And the step blocks, that's an interior block there that I loosened that. I think mine was flipped around 180 degrees front to back. I don't know for a fact, but I would suspect that hole has to be drilled. It's not perpendicular. The wall of the hole shouldn't be perpendicular to the block, because this rib is not perpendicular. But I don't know that, because this could be lined up with it. So bottom line though is that it doesn't line up perfectly, but I can flex it by pulling on the step when I go to insert it, and then that'll take care of the problem. You can probably see down there is a hole. That's where I'm going to access the nut to put the nut on and tighten the nut for the bolt that goes through the top. Same deal with the baggage floor's got a hole in it to match. And I did that. I made a little drill guide that I could fit into the welded part there, or the steel part. Then I drilled it with a small drill. That located the bottom hole. Then I went from the bottom up through that same drill guide with the top skin, or the top floor, clecoed in place to locate the hole in the top. Up there is black conduit. I just put black conduit on the power cable just to give it a little bit of extra protection. It's going to lay loose in there because I didn't want to drill a hole in that sidewall. I think you probably could and do a zip tie or even a screw and an Adel clamp there. I think that's where the flaps are going to be when they're retracted, so a screw isn't going to be a big deal there. You won't be able to see it unless the flaps are down. There's another comm antenna wire coming through there. That's where the static and elevator pitch trim servo wires go through, and that's the spare conduit in that side. I've got everything vacuumed out. It's clean. I'm going to take another look at the plans and make sure there isn't anything else I might be missing before I start putting that stuff down. That's it for today. See you next time.